Megan.
And this is
Cooking with the Bells.
I don't know why that kills me every time.
What are we making today?
So today we're going to start with some pink lemonade.
Ooh, that sounds delicious. Because what's better than lemonade? Pink lemonade.
So, for our pink lemonade, we're going to take roughly 2 cups of lemon juice, which these are pint jars, so I know that'll be right under the lip there.
And not lemon juice. Lemonade.
Yes, lemonade.
But, I mean, it was lemon juice at one time. Then we took those lemons and we made it into lemonade.
Trying to be philosophical over there.
A little bit. We all need that in our life, don't we? It's 2022.
And then take about between 1/4 and 1/2 cup of cranberry juice. And try not make a mess. Just like that.
How beautiful. It's almost like a nice rose gold color too.
Yeah.
How beautiful would this be for like a bridal shower or a baby shower?
It's true. Very anchoring down our tablecloth over here.
And if you want it to be a little pinker, you could add more cranberry. If you want a little lighter, softer color, add more lemonade or even ice would help dilute this a little bit. So this is something you could definitely play around with.
Absolutely.
And how easy.
Yes.
Cheers.
All about easy.
Beautiful.
I think it helps you still get like that little bit of tartness from
We're outside.
the lemons and the cranberries, but it's not overpowering.
Right, I agree.
And it's different from just your everyday lemonade without being a lot of extra work.
It is. Our director is on the set today. She's almost 11 months old. So if you hear her in the background, she's telling us what we're doing wrong.
So what are we actually cooking today?
Well, so we are in the Piney Woods, East Texas. We are right on the border of Louisiana, and something that is quite known there is shrimp and grits. You know, traditionally, when you have grits, I don't know about how you like them. I like sugar, a little salt, butter. Some people like theirs peppered.
I like butter, pepper, and loads of cheese.
See, it just varies. Grits are so versatile. You can use them for anything. But today, we're going to take a play on those, and we're going to make some shrimp and grits, which if you're from this area, you already know. But first things first, we're going to get our grits started over here on our camp stove. So, the thing about these grits that's going to be special, it's going to add a lot of sweetness actually, is we're using some cream corn and we're using some whole kernel corn. It's really going to bulk up the grits, add that sweet flavor that's going to go well with this little spiciness of the sweet chili sauce.
When I was growing up and my mom would make grits, she would shuck corn and like cut all the kernels off to use that instead of a can of corn, but then she'd cook it with the cob, like the bare cob in it, and she swears that it helps the flavor.
I think it does. I think it adds something to it, and you can definitely use fresh corn here if you want, but we're easy. Y'all know that.
Plus it's not in season.
That's very true. So
not quite there yet.
I just added 2 cups of water to my pot, and I'm going to get this boiling before I add in my grits. All right, we're back. Now that we've got our rolling boil, we have 3/4 cup of grits that's going to go into our pot, a can of cream style corn, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a whole can of whole kernel corn.
And your measurements could change just a little bit based off of the grits you're using. So we have about a cup of water, if I remember correctly. Or is it 2 cups? We have 2 cups of water. So with our grits, that would give us, if I remember correctly, half a cup of grits. And we're just adding the extra quarter cup of grits because the cream stout corn has so much liquid in it. Move this over.
Thank you.
So just know that depending on the brand of grits that you use, you might have to adjust the measurements just a little bit.
And honestly, also the kind of corn you use, because some cream stout corns might have more liquid or less liquid. So it's gonna definitely be up to you to check out and see what you're working with when you open that can.
And something I was always taught, if you want really smooth grits, is you do not stop stirring.
I'm gonna add in my little bit of salt here. And of course, if it's not salty enough, once you taste it, you can always add more salt later, or everybody can salt their own grits when they plate them.
Yes.
Because you
I
can
don't know
always
if you'll-
add more, you can't add less.
Yes. I don't know if you've noticed, but when we cook for anyone more than our immediate family, we tend to go slightly lighter on the salt and put salt out on the table because everyone has their different idea of when food goes from elevated from salt to, oh, this is just salty.
Yeah, we do that with pepper too, because we are over peppers here.
We like our pepper.
So, while these are cooking, we're gonna go ahead and get our shrimp started. Now, the shrimp doesn't need to cook as long, but depending on if you're using raw shrimp or cooked shrimp, and how big the shrimp are, it's gonna depend on how soon you should get those started. But today, because this is what my grocery store had, I'm using cooked, deveined tail on a 12 ounce. Tail off. Using cooked, deveined, tail off 12 ounce package of shrimp. And I'm just gonna start out with 1 tablespoon of butter in my pan. I'm using dairy-free butter. Isn't it great that dairy-free butter comes in sticks now? And then I am going to get 1 tablespoon of minced garlic.
You can always add a little extra garlic. Measure with your heart.
That's very, very true.
Garlic limit doesn't exist. All right, let me get you lit.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and add this and let the butter and garlic melt and mingle together.
Yeah. And I'm just stirring grits so we don't get lumpy grits.
And my shrimp is thawed, but because I'm using cooked shrimp, we're gonna want to keep a really close eye on it because it's not needing to cook, it's just needing to be heated through. And so we're just gonna keep an eye on it, and then we're gonna add our extra sauces and seasonings. All right, so we have our butter melted, we have our garlic. We're just gonna add in our 12 ounces of shrimp. And I'm not leaving this spot because cooked shrimp can get overcooked really easy.
Yes. Nobody likes rubbery shrimp.
Ain't that the truth? So I'm just gonna stir my butter and garlic into my shrimp. I'm gonna stir my grits over here too while
I'm just checking our flames. This bottle of propane is starting to get low, so I'm like, you didn't go out, right? We still have heat.
And it's always hard to see in the sunshine.
Yes.
So I'm just stirring my shrimp, getting them nice and warmed through, not cooked, they're already cooked.
Yes. I'm just coating them in the garlic butter. Like the garlic just got this pretty brown coat, but it's not
It's like
burnt. It's not to like that bitter point.
Yeah, like a browned butter sauce. Almost.
Yes.
Has that nice depth of flavor.
Yum yum.
So now that my shrimp are barely warmed through. They're not getting a nice color to them. I'm going to go ahead and add my sweet chili sauce. That way they can be cooking also, or not cooking, they're already cooked. That way they can be getting that nice flavor to them. And I just have a bottle of just a regular sweet chili sauce. If you have a favorite brand, you can use that. If I could grab that measuring cup from you.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to do about 1/4 of a cup, depending on how large your shrimp are, is really going to decide how much you really need. But you just want a nice general coating in it. You don't want it to be like a gravy or anything, but just a nice, enough to add a good flavor. And so I'm just gonna stir those into that sauce, get them all nice and incorporated there.
I don't know if y'all can tell, but my mouth is just watering because we typically eat grits for as a breakfast or brunch, depending on how we're serving them. So we typically serve these as a brunch, which, as always, you can eat this any time of day, however you like. But we just don't get to do it very often because it does take a little bit of time, and freezer breakfast sandwiches are
Right.
very easy. You just take them out of the foil, pop them in the microwave, and you're out the door.
My grits are getting nice and thick and just almost there. I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of butter. Just going to let it melt and really get in there. You can also add butter to your actual dish and plate, like your personal plate, if you prefer more butter than, other people, just depending on how you like your grits.
Yeah.
You can also add sugar to your grits if you want it more sweet, but considering we have the corn and the sweet chili sauce on our shrimp, I think just that adds enough sweetness. And I did not bring any with me today, but generally I like to top mine with either green onions, jalapenos, if you want a little extra kick. I like jalapeno relish, which is like a candied jalapeno, sweet but also spicy.
Oh, I bet cowboy candy would be really good too.
Yes, for sure.
All the ideas. Completely customizable.
It really is. It definitely is. And you could even top this with like bacon, like just crumbled up bacon to add a little bit of saltiness to it. All right. So our grits are nice and thick. They're cooked.
Turn off our flame so we don't overcook anything.
I appreciate that. And I'm just going to plate this up for us to try.
I'm so excited. I don't know if y'all guys can tell. I'm very excited.
Oh, it smells great. It looks great. Make sure we get enough of that sauce in here.
Yes.
It's so hard to get the sauce without getting more shrimp. Goodness.
I don't know if y'all have noticed yet, but I make some form of drink. They're usually tasty, but I will say on our experiment days where we're like trying new stuff, that is not always the case. And then I just sit there and kind of talk while Megan cooks.
All right, let's dig in. Yes.
Scoop up some grits.
You need it together to get the full effect.
Grits are just so creamy, especially after that addition of the butter. and like with the corn, they're kind of sweet, so it goes really well with the sweet chili sauce. But the shrimp with the garlic and that sweet chili sauce just adds like another level of flavor, so it's not one noted. It was so good. I'm gonna take one more bite.
Get a drink.
So good.
It's delicious. A great take on shrimp and grits, I'll say.
Yes, I agree completely. Well, I think that's it for today's recipe. So, like always, if you enjoyed this video, laughed with us, or at us, make sure you hit the like button down below. It really does help us out a lot.
And if there is a variation of shrimp and grits that you like, or a certain way you like your grits, we want to hear about it. So maybe comment below. And if you enjoyed watching us and you want to see more from us, think about subscribing below.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say,
No,
like
go for
always, our recipes are linked in our description below for a nice printable version.
Drink and shrimp and grits will be there. So, all right, I guess that's it. And we'll see you next time. Bye.